Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Muneeb. I'm from Cape Town, and I wanted to share my experience of the Overnight Qari course with Ustad Idris and his team. I took the Overnight Qari course towards the end of 2021. So last year. It's now February 2022, and I found the course very, very beneficial. I would say for three main reasons. I think, firstly, as a teacher, Qari Idris has extensive knowledge of maqamat, not only on sort of the sound of each of the tune patterns, but also on the technical aspects of how the tune patterns are built up and how one can transition across them and so on and so forth. So there is a wealth of knowledge, a significant body of knowledge, if I can call it that, that he's been able to build up. Secondly, having a body of knowledge is one thing. Knowing how to convey that to students is a completely different thing. And I think Qari Idris and his team have built up a, what I would say, a unique methodology of teaching maqamat. In my interpretation, it covers, I think, three main aspects, and I think it is useful just to touch on each of these. Um, the first aspect being, because there is an in-depth understanding of the build-up of the maqamat and the tune patterns. This is then relayed to students in a very simple way, in simple terms that is really easy to understand. I mean, having had some background training in maqamat myself, I found it really eye-opening to be able to understand the simplicity of what we're actually dealing with, and how easy it was to comprehend and to make sense of. When things are just sounds, they sound naturally beautiful with the kalam of Allah, but it can be quite daunting to figure out, well, how do I go about reciting in that way? And through this methodology of being able to explain it quite simply, one figures out it is easy to comprehend. As part of this, I think the team does well to debunk some of the myths around being tone deaf, and the fact that the person may feel, maqamat is, so far-fetched for him. I think they do well to explain things in a simple manner. The second aspect is, because the course runs over a few weeks, there is, I felt, a very logical and practical build-up of the knowledge sharing. And whilst I personally felt that the pace could have been a bit faster, I think the course is set out in that pattern, or in that manner, that it caters for everyone's needs. Obviously, when you run a course like this, you're going to get students that are at various levels. I think for me, the importance of the gradual build-up of relaying that information is critical, as these things take time and they require a lot of practice. So dealing with it in bite size makes it easier. The third aspect is how they support you with then consuming that information. As a student of this course, you actually basically spoon-fed with numerous tools and materials, including practice audios, which I found incredibly helpful. Ultimately, though, and this is the most important point, the onus is on you as a student to do the practices. And when it comes to Quran, irrespective, I feel, of the field that you're studying Quran you need to be prepared to put in the time and put in the practice. And so the nice thing about the course that's sort of staggered is that in between the sessions, you get your time to practice. Then the last thing maybe I'd like to mention is, I mean, as a student, if you're willing to put in the practice, you will definitely see results, irrespective of the baseline from which you're starting off. I think I mean, I attended the course where Qari Idris taught Nahawand in the course as sort of the main focus maqamat. We touched on Ajam as well. And I can comfortably say that, I'm confident to recite in Nahawand, even though, I think with all of these maqamat, there's much to learn. There's a lot to that you can do to improve your proficiency in a particular maqama, to make it more dynamic, to make it more varied, and so on and so forth. Um, I think, maybe one last point which I think is really important to make is one thing that struck me about Qari Idris and his team, irrespective of the course material or the tools they give you or the support they give you or the way they structure the course, is it is done with sincerity, and there's a clear love for Quran. And whilst there is a cost attached to it, the intention really is pure, and it's about strengthening your connection with Quran, and it's about ultimately then strengthening your connection with Allah. I hope this video helped you. Inshallah, if you are planning to join the course, may you find it beneficial, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow the course to grow from strength to strength. Inshallah, Ameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.